This is in relation to
state and number, isn't it?
Number, right. So we want to say those two students are writing the lesson. Okay, to illustrate this first point that we're using al-fi'lu al-mudari' and إذا اتصل به ضمير تثنية, if it's connected to it الضمير التثنية. Right, so Talibani are writing. How do we say that?
Writing is kitab.
Yaktub.
No. Katibun.
Ya Muhammad. No. Well, it's not that. First of all, we need a present tense.
Yaktub.
Yeah. So what would we start? I mean, I wrote it there. Yaktubu. But yaktubu means
Right.
Writing.
he is writing. Third person male.
Yeah.
Are we going to use? Let's work it out. Are we going to use a male?
Yaktubani.
Taktubani.
We need yak
Tubani.
to bani. That's what we need, right? So let's just clarify this. Yaktubani means what?
Them two are writing.
Them two.
Male.
Male. Third person is called al-ghaib. Absent. Right? Begins with al-ya'u. At-talibani yaktubani. Now, why are we using the dual of their writing?
Because it has to match.
Because it's got to be in agreement now with al-mubtada'u.
Yeah.
Right? So, we say at-talibani yaktubani, the lesson. Ad-darsa. Right. Ad-darsa. That's it. So now let's perform i'rabun of it. The interesting bit. At-talibani is al-mubtada'u. Okay? It's marfu'un. Wa alamatu raf'ihi al-alifu. Yaktubani is
فعل مضارع.
fi'lun mudari'un marfu'un. It's marfu'un. Then we have to say, indicate if it be marfu'un. Say it. Wa alamatu raf'ihi. No.
No, sorry. No.
Ithbatun nuni. Ithbatun nuni. Affirming the noon. Right? Remember that lesson that we do periodically? Ithbatun noon, affirming the noon. We'll get to that point in a moment. Right. So what's fa'iluhu? Fa'iluhu
is the alif, the jewel indicator.
right. Fa'iluhu al-alifu. That's al-fa'ilu. Right? Ad-darsa is maf'ulun bihi mansubun wa alamatu nasbihi al-fathatu al-zahiratu ala akhirihi. Why do you look so confused, Ya Muhammad?
Because of it's his standard look.
Because of what?
Because of the alif.
Because of the alif.
Yeah.
Right, but why would the alif be a cause of concern? Because here, right, the alif is damiru tathniyatin. Damiru tathniyatin. And that damiru tathniyatin, okay, is the fa'ilun. We said that al-alifu, we said that the fa'ilun is al-alifu, it's mabniyun ala sakuni, okay, fi mahalli raf'in, fi mahalli raf'in.
Why is the fa'ilun is mustatir, normally huwa?
Yeah, but not here. It's not in the dual.
Right.
No, it's only huwa when it's yaktubu. Yaktubu. Right? Or taktubu. Taktubu. Okay? There, in these two examples, yes, the fa'ilun is mustatirrun, but not in the dual. In the dual, you say that the fa'il is al-alifu, which is a damirun. Look, this is the clue or the indicator that's the damirun, because you say إذا اتصل به ضمير تثنية. So the al-alif huna is the fa'ilun, and you say في محل رفع, it's in the position of it being marfu'un, right? Because clearly that's not a dammatu, is it?
No.
Muhammad, right? What's wrong now?
I've got lost ages ago.
No. Nobody gets lost. Let's go back. Right, the reason why you're slightly confused, or one of the reasons, is because of what Animal Haq just mentioned. Because up to this point, we've always mentioned examples of yaktubu, he is writing, or taktubu, you are writing, or she is writing. And we've always said that the damirun is mustatirrun. Taqdiruhu huwa. It's assumed to be huwa, or taqdiruhu hiya, or taqdiruhu anta. But now we're saying here, yaktubani, no. It's not mustatirrun, is it? We can see it. So even if you didn't know that before, you do know now. That's the first difference between yaktubani and yaktubu. That yaktubu, the damirun is mustatirun, but not in yaktubani. In yaktubani, it's al-dhahiratu, it's apparent. Or dhahiru, the damirun is al-dhahiru, it's apparent. But do we say that it is marfu'un? Do we say that al-alifu here is marfu'un? In order for us to say it's marfu'un, what must it have on it?
A
dammatu. Right? It must have a dammatu. Does it have a dammatu? No. It has a sukoon on it. So we say it's mabaniyun ala sakuni. And because it's mabaniyun, remember brothers, that when something is mabaniyun, you can never say that is marfu'un or mansubun or majrurun, can you?
It's fixed.
It's fixed. It's always like that. So you can't say that. You can't use those three terms. So how do you describe it?
Rafi, nasbi.
في محل.
The position.
Right. في محل رفع, في محل نصب, في محل جر. Which one is this in?
Rafi.
في محل رفع. Why is it في محل رفع?
It's supposed to have a dhamma on it, so it's replacement. What we're saying is supposed to be there.
Yeah, but why is it supposed to have a dhamma on it, or why is it supposed to be في محل رفع? Because it's what?
Fa'ilun.
Because it's a fa'ilun. Right, Muhammad?
Yeah.
No, so if you still don't understand it, say it and we'll do it again. Do you understand it now?
The alif indicates it's fine.
Yes. The alif is the indicator, because here, the clue is here, isn't it? إذا اتصل به ضمير تثنية. The damir, the pronoun of the dual. We already know that the pronoun of the dual is al-alifu. But because that's mabniyun ala sakuni, you can't say it's a marfu'un. You have to say fi mahalli. Did I say you can't say it's mansubun or marfu'? You can't say it's marfu'un. So you have to say fi mahalli raf'in fa'ilun. Right? Then we have a darsa, the lesson. So just to complete the confusion, if الطالبان is al-mubtada'u, it's marfu'un. So it's the same here. الطالبان is al-mubtada'u, it's marfu'un, right? But how is it marfu'un?
الألف.
With al-alifu. So that's actually it's not correct to say الطالبان is a marfu'un, because you should be saying what?
للرفع. في محل.
في محل رفع. The indicator is that في محل رفع, it's in the position of being مرفوع. So you say الطالبان is الفاعل وعلامة رفعه الألف. Okay, which is في محل رفع, in the position of being مرفوع. Right? So now we have يكتبان الدرس. يكتبان الدرس. What is يكتبان الدرس? If الطالبان is المبتدأ, what is يكتبان الدرس? الخبر. Because this is الجملة الاسمية. So after explaining that يكتبان, right, is فعل مضارع, okay, مرفوع وعلامة رفعه إثبات النون. إثبات النون هنا, and then saying that فاعله الألف. After saying all of that, then saying الدرس is the مفعول به وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة ولا آخره. After all of that, then you say والجملة, you said that الجملة, this sentence here, في محل رفع الخبر. So all of this is in the position of being مرفوع. Why? Because it has to be al-khabaru, and al-khabaru is always marfu'un, isn't it? Right, ya Muhammad? So
for such a small sentence, there's a lot in there.
Yeah, all of the Ajrumiyyah saying.
Subhanallah.
right? ضمير تثنية, the dual. But remember that the dual can be yaktubani, and you can also say, right, you two are writing the lesson. How do we say that, Ya Muhammad? You two. We need a pronoun.
Ka.
Antuma. Antuma. Antuma are writing. No, it's tak to bani. Tak to bani ad-darsa. Right? Tak to bani ad-darsa. Antuma damirun munfasilun, disconnected pronoun. في محل رفع. Why is it في محل رفع?
It's a position of marfu.
Because what?
It's a position of marfu.
Yeah, but why? Why must it be in the position of being marfu'un?
It's al-mubtada'u.
Because it's al-mubtada'u. Remember that when you say هذا قلم, that's al-jumla al-ismiyya. هذا is al-mubtada'u and قلم is al-khabaru.
Both marfu.
If you say أنت طالب, that's al-jumla al-ismiyya. If you say أنتما طالبان, that's al-jumla al-ismiyya too. Right? Muhammad?
Yeah.
So, أنتما, you two. تكتباني, you two are writing. You two male are writing. Okay? What's wrong, Muhammad? It's just that we don't do dual very often.
Yeah.
Right? That's why you're slightly confused. Because we just don't do it very often.
But in English, only singular and plural, but the Arabic, there's another one in the middle. That's why.
Yes. أنتما تكتبان الدرس, the lesson. Okay? Muhammad?
Yeah.
So, it's exactly the same, isn't it, as before?
No.
You have al-mubtada'u, which is fi mahalli raf'in, right? Then you have taktubani. You have taktubani ad-darsa. Taktubani is you two male are writing. But where is al-fa'ilu here?
Same place, al-alif.
Alif.
The same, exactly the same. Al-alifu, right? And the noon here is the indicator of it being marfu'un. So you say ithbatun nooni, affirming a noon. Okay? Affirming the noon. And then we have ad-darsa, the lesson. Okay?
Can you spell the word ithbat?
Ithbatu. Ithbatun. Affirming. Okay? So, what do we have so far? We have yaktubani and we have taktubani. Okay? Yaktubani and taktubani. Both of these verbs have the same characteristics. The ithbatun nooni is what gives it the marfu'an state. Okay? So if ithbatun nooni gives it the marfu'an state, what gives it the mansubun and the majrurun state?
When it's not there.
When it's not there. Hadf an-noon. So, if we want to say they didn't, if we want to negate yaktubani here with they didn't, how do we do it? How do we say it? Lam. Do we not use lam? They didn't. Lam. Lam. And what happens?
The noon has to go there.
We have to drop the noon, don't we? Lam yaktuba and lam taktuba. Now we say that it is in what state? What state does lam render al-fi'lu mudari'in? Mansubun. Okay? So we now say it's a mansubun. Wa alamatu nasbi'i, and the indicator for it being mansubun is hadfun nooni, erasing the noon.
Can you write that word there as well?
Yeah. Hadfun. Hadfun. And please, you can read it. Right? Hadfun. Erasing. Right? So we follow it so far.
Is that only in the dual though? That you erase?
No, Ya Muhammad. In all of these examples, because the punchline, the punchy conclusion is that these verbs are all from al-af'al al-khamsatu. So we've had al-asma' al-khamsatu, right? The 5 nouns. Now these 2 are from al-af'al al-khamsatu. Al-af'al al-khamsatu, meaning the 5 verbs. And one of the special characteristics of the 5 verbs is that the marfu'un state is with ithbat al-nuni, right? That's not, I just realized that isn't the mansubun state. That isn't the mansubun state. That's what? That's the majzumun state. You should have corrected me there. That isn't. That's the majzumun state. The mansubun state is with what? Lan. Remember what we do regularly? Lan and lam. Lan means, like the ayah, فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَنْ تَفْعَلُوا. And if you didn't do it, and you will not be able to do it. Lam makes it majzumun. I mean, it's the same. Ithbat al-noon and nafy al-noon. It's the same. So when it's majzumun, you negate the noon. When it's mansubun, you negate the noon. Right? Anyway, the point is that those 5 verbs here are 2 of them, right? They indicate what's special and unique about them is that to represent the marfu'un state, you affirm it, and to negate the marfu'un state, you do what?
You erase the noon.
You erase the noon. So then it will either be majzuman or it will be mansubun. So, damiru jam'in. Damiru jam'in. What is damiru jam'in? Right. So we want to say the students are writing the lesson. What's the students?
Tullabu.
Right. At-tullabu. Tullabu. At-tullabu.
Have we already come across these 5 verbs?
Yeah, we've already mentioned these. Now we're just mentioning them together. At-tullabu. What?
Yaktubuna.
Yaktubuna. Yaktubuna. What? Ad-darsa. Right. Again. At-tullabu is al-mubtada'u, is marfu'un. The indicator of marfu'un is ad-dammatu wal-dhahiratu wala akhirihi. Yaktubuna. What does yaktubuna mean?
They are writing.
They, plural male, are writing. What are they writing? Ad-darsa. Ad-darsa is the maf'ulun bihi, and yaktubuna. Ad-darsa is fi mahalli raf'in al-khabaru. Right, ya shabazu?
Yeah.
Because that's al-mubtada'u and that's al-khabar.
Yeah.
Right? And that yaktubuna has to now match at-tullabu. So, again now, yaktubuna. That's fi'lun mudari'un. Right? What state is it? Marfu'un, mansubun, or majzumun?
Marfu'un.
It's marfu'un. What's the indicator for it being marfu'un? Right, ya shabaz. You had to have a quick look over there, but it's fine, but as long as you can read it. It's ithbat al-nuni. Note how we express that as an idafa. Ithbat al-nuni. Hadf al-nuni. Right? Ithbat al-nuni. So what therefore, this is the real question, is the fa'ilun there? And if the fa'ilun is there, what type of fa'ilun is it? What position is it? Or is it apparent? Is it assumed?
Zahir, if it's apparent. Yeah, because it's the wow.
Right, it's al-waw, isn't it?
Yeah.
And al-waw is damirun, right? Mabniyun ala sakun. Fi mahalli raf'in fa'ilun. Fi mahalli raf'in, right? We got that. Just like the alif before, this is now, it's called waw al-jama'ah. It's called waw al-jama'ah, the waw of the group, because of course this is a group, isn't it? Right? So, if we're addressing you brothers, plural, you plural male, how do we say it quickly?
Antum.
Antum, right, ya Muhammad. Antum. Antum, you plural are writing?
Yaktubuna is the same.
No, yaktabun is they. Taktubuna. Just like in the ayah. فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا, it should be تَفْعَلُونَ. تَكْتُبُونَ. أنتم تكتبون الدرس. Right? Can you see this? Exactly the same. Waw al-jama'ah that represents the fa'ilun fi mahalli raf'in. إثبات النون is a مرفوع state of تكتبون. And the darsa is the مفعول به. And al-jumlatu is fi mahalli raf'in al-khabaru. Right. So how many af'alun have we now mentioned? وَإِثْبَاتُ النُّونِ is representative or indicative of the marfu'an state.
2.
But now we've got 2 more.
4.
We just mentioned 2, didn't we? Yaktubani and taktubani. Yaktubani and taktubani. Now we've got yaktabuna and taktubuna. So how many does that make?
4.
4. Right, Shabazz?
Yeah.
The 2 based upon al-alif.
That's what I meant.
And now we've got 2 based upon
Jum'ah.
al-waw.
Yeah.
Waw al-jama'ah. Right? Which, is that clear? Ya Muhammad. So that leaves 1 now, doesn't it? Which one does it leave? ضمير المؤنثة المخاطبة. So how do we say, if there was a female present here, you, female, are writing the lesson. Anti.
Taktubina.
Right. Taktubina darsa. Darsa. Anti, you, single female. Therefore this is fi mahalli raf'in al-mubtada'u, because it's al-jumlatul ismiyya, right? Taktubina, you, single female, are writing ad-darsa, the lesson. So where is Damiru al-mu'annathati al-mukhatabati? Al-mukhatabati meaning the one being addressed.
Yeah.
Where is the damir al-mu'annathati? It is al-ya'u, here. Okay? And this is the 5th of the 5 al-af'alu al-khamsatu, whose unique characteristic is إثبات النون represents
Marfu'an.
the marfu'an state, and حذف النون represents
Majrur
منصوبا ومجزوما. So if we wanted to say, you, single female, didn't write the lesson, how do we say it?
لم يكتب.
Anti.
لم تكتب.
Let me correct that tar because it looks too much like a noon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the other problem. Right, well spotted there. Anti. Right, anti. Lam, you didn't. Right, so how now, ya shabazu, do we correct taktubina?
You need to حذف النون.
Good. حذف النون. حذف النون, and it becomes like this. لم تكتبي الدرس. And if we wanted to say you will not write it in the future, then it becomes anti
لن.
لن. لن تكتبي الدرس, you will not write it in the future. And that's it. All of these principles we will have, almost certainly have mentioned them, but they're now being grouped together in this logical collection or sequence. Okay? And those are the 5. So the 2 for the dual, they were yaktubani and taktubani. Right? Yaktubani and taktubani. Then we have the tool for the plural, which are?
Taktubina and yaktubuna.
No, for the plural. Male. Yaktubuna and taktubuna. And then we have the one for the female, which is taktubina. So the 5 are yaktubani, and we have taktubani. The dual. Then we have yaktubuna, and we have taktubuna. This is for the plural, and then we have the last one is
Taktubina.
taktubina. Taktubina. These are called al-af'alu al-khamsatu.
We haven't done that before. This is the first time.
Well, not that specific name, but to represent the marfu'an state, what do we do?
إثبات النون.
Ithbat an-nuni. And to represent the madzuman and the mansuban state? Hadf an-nuni. Right. Any questions?
The difficulty was that, which I now get, is the asma al-khamsati is actual words.
Letters. Yeah, but sorry, they're words, yes.
And this is actually position, duality, singularity. It's that.
Yes.
They're not actually words. So it's not just yaktubuna, but it could be another verb with ana.
Yes,
Yeah.
it could be any verb. But remember,
I thought you were saying it's just that verb.
yeah, but in al-asma'u al-khamsatu, remember that it's those 5 nouns. But the state is represented by a letter, isn't it?
Yeah.
A letter. Here, the state isn't represented by a letter. The state is represented by what?
There is a letter.
Yeah, I know, that's true. Noon is it? You're absolutely right. But it's with affirmation of the noon or negation. Right? It's the doer, the fa'ilun, which is represented by the letter. When we say represented by the letter, I mean the differing letters. That's why I didn't say the noon here, because all of them have noon, right? It's just the affirmation or the negation, right? Okay, we'll conclude. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.